Hello and welcome back to episode 21 of my Stationeers Europa playthrough. So last time I managed to get this greenhouse area expanded and I think we've got a bit of stuff growing now, so I'm starting to feel like things are finally stable. It has taken quite a lot of episodes to get this far, but I think finally stable. Or stable enough to start on some of the content you really came here to see. So I'm going to try this episode to see how far I can get with building a proper ore processing facility. So I built the shell of the thing the last time, but very laggy suddenly. That was interesting, but clearly there's more that needs to be done than just having an empty building where the ore gets thrown. So in between episodes I have been working on some IC scripts and things to hopefully allow a bit of automation. I'm going to need quite a lot to get that to work. So the first thing I'm going to do is a very quick inventory to see what I've got. Those chutes are certainly going to come in handy. Is that memory? I'm going to want those as well for part of this later on. Okay, so it doesn't look like I've got very much else here that's going to be helpful towards that. The key thing we do need, and I started trying to get towards that point last time, is enough resources to be able to make the refrigerated vending machine. A little bit more gold, which actually I've got over there, so I could pick that up, but I need quite a lot more electrum, and I need to make another batch of steel, but we're going in the right direction. So that's going to be the critical thing. If we've got enough resources to make that work, what's in there, 34, so actually I could potentially make another batch of electrum out of that. Yeah, if we've got enough in there to make that work, then we have probably got everything we need to get started. But let's go see how it's looking out here. Right, so that's not running. Always good to check. Okay, so in here, how much more gold did I have? 18. Have I run out of silver as well? Damn. Okay, so that's going to be, when it's light I might even go out and do some actual mining. That is going to be an issue. Right, what's the status of this coal? 28. So I could make a half batch of steel. Two, three. Drop that. Okay. Right. So let's flick that up. These in. Okay, good. And let that start to pressurize. Oh, it's still emptying actually from the last batch, isn't it? Not that it's very hot, so probably we could cheat. Oh no, it's still not happy because it's got some gas in it. Okay, well, I'll let that do its thing. Right, how are these running?
Jetpack low.
I know, and I don't really care, I'll be honest. Can't see centrifuge 2. Just trying to get a sense of how much stuff's in these. Very little. Possibly lots that I just can't see. I don't know. Right, okay. I need to close that in as well. Right, so what we're going to do is I'm going to bring the chute in through here. So let's make a start on, just bring it a bit clear the wall, and whoops, down, and down, and down. Don't really care about uranium, I can't do much with that. Tidy some of this a little bit, it's just a bit easier to see what we've got. Right, okay, so I'm going to bring that down. I'm going to use a refrigerated vending machine somewhere around here, which has a stacker, and that's going to take all of the ore as it comes in. And then over here I'm going to put some furnaces, probably roughly along about 3.5, 4 frames worth of length along here, with a chute network above to feed them, and another one above to take the results, which I'll drop down into this corner here for me to pick up and use. And then pretty much the rest of this room is quite likely to be plastered with electronics, because I'm going to need enough electronics to control all this stuff. Actually, it'd be nice if I could feed those reagent mixes into the centrifuges, wouldn't it? I might put a bypass in to let me do that. So that's my plan, but clearly we're not going to get very far until I've got the materials I need to get building. Putting a cable that way, and knowing I'm going to need some on the other side of the room, I'll preemptively bring a bit across here. There we go. Right, how's this coming along? Are we moving in the right direction? Oh, that was turned off. That was silly of me. Right, okay, there we go. Now we're going. Going to need quite a lot of fuel to make an effective automatic processor, but there we go. Let's get that melting. Lovely, thank you very much. Let's turn that off. Switch that over there. And the reason I'm going to do that is, if there's any silver, there's no silver come through. I was sort of hoping some silver might have come through while I was busy in there, but it hasn't. Okay, well, perhaps we'll just turn it off then. It's a bit of a waste, but that will do for now. At least that gives me some steel, half of which we know we're going to need for the refrigerated vending machine. More or less half. It actually only needs 40, but we're going to need some for other things. Actually, and the other thing I'm going to want is advanced furnace, so I'm just wondering whether I can make one of those. Advanced furnace. It doesn't use as much steel as I thought, actually. Yeah, okay, so I could actually get the first advanced furnace building. That would be good. Just need some copper and some silicon, which I should have brought through with me. Should have thought ahead, shouldn't I, really? But there we go. Probably got some in here. Oh, come on, where is it? There it is. Only a tiny bit of copper. Is there nothing in there at all? Right, well, that's a surprise. I'm going to have to go get some copper as well. Right, the gold may as well go. Oh, let's just put it in here. That's fine. I'm not making any electrum until I've got some... yeah, just copper and silicon. Right, okay, until I've got some silver anyway. Okay. Oh no, I've got some iron on there as well. Oh yeah, of course I had enough to make another batch. Should have thrown that in while I was at it. May yet be able to. It's probably too cold by now. Dump a little bit of air. It's worth it. it says it's still pink, it might actually work. Although this may cool it down too much, of course. Come on. Yes! Bonus steel. Nice. My favourite flavour. Right. Okay, so I need some copper from in here. Ah, and I've got a pathetically small amount of silver. Okay, well, take what I can get on that. Copper, got full stack somewhere. Yes, I have. Okay. Silicon. Right. Okay. Do for now. Right. I don't think this is going to work, but I might just get away with it. Oh no, it will. Wow, nice. Okay. Good. That's turned off. Okay. Actually, I could have smelted the copper through there as well. Save some power. Never mind. It's too late now. Soon I will not need this anyway. But for now... Yeah, it would not have been hot enough to do the silicon. That requires quite a bit of heat, but... Getting closer. Although this is going to use up a bunch more of my electrum. I think we need to focus on the vending machine first if I can. Because that's the first step in the process. Okay, well, it's starting to get light. I think it's time to go mining. Let's throw that down. I'm just going to throw that down as well because, quite frankly, why not? What's the pressure like in here? It's not going to melt anyway, is it? So it's not worth worrying about. Just thinking about getting rid of that nitrice. Right. I've not got huge amounts of charge in my suit. Have a little scout around the immediate vicinity for any sign of any silver. I don't remember seeing any, but you never know. Might get lucky. I just need to keep an eye on that battery.
Power critical.
Okay, well, power critical, that didn't last long, did it? Come on. Ah, oof. Suddenly they turned the lights on. I feel like that would completely destroy your eyes from turning on that fast. 8%. Come on. Not seeing any. Not seeing any. Gonna have to head for home. Should have charged my battery before it came out. That was a very, very basic error. Never mind.
Jetpack critical.
Oh yeah, jetpack's low as well. This is going well. Okay, that was a triumph of enthusiasm over practicality.
Jetpack low. Jetpack critical.
Oh, okay, let's get that in there. Right, you go back over there. Nothing else useful around. Okay, well, let's get back out then, I guess. Actually, before I do that, 6% on there as well. At least I remembered before I went
Hunger
out.
critical.
And I've got enough pressure in there. Drop the steel, but right. Okay.
Jetpack on.
Let's go see if we can find some silver. I think it's probably unlikely, it's usually one of the hardest ones to find, but it is also the thing we most need to make electrum, which I cannot really progress without, so... So this is going to need quite a lot of resources to build, I reckon. I'm going to need to make something... maybe, I think it's coal. No, it's coal. Something like 12 memory chips, 7 IC chips and housings for them to run the system. But hopefully, even if I can just get bits of it working, it will start to become effective in terms of pre-processing some of the materials. That's my plan. So in terms of how I've actually had to design it, because of the constraints of the IC chips around number of inputs and also number of lines that you can store. Oh, that looks shiny, that might be gold or it might be silver. It's probably gold, but I'll take that anyway, it's still helpful. Yeah. I've modularized it, which is why there's so many chips. So I've got a whole bunch of chips which each do a piece of the job, and then a sort of queuing system so that each one does its bit, and the next one in the chain should wait for it. Didn't get much up there, did I? Well, 27, I suppose. It's better than a poke in the eye. Cobalt. I don't want to get too lost, do I? That would be bad. I still haven't got around to making a GPS, and I don't think I've got the tracker with me, so I'm just a bit of a fool, really. I know I've got the tracker, but I better turn off the beacon to save power. A few episodes back when power was a problem. Let's hope, yeah, I was going to say, let's hope my sense of direction's right. It's over that hill, but I saw the windmills spinning away, so good. Not, however, seeing huge veins of silver ore all over the place, waiting for me to come and mine them, which is what I really wanted to see. Okay, at least that's a good old chunk of gold. I'll quit whinging, it's a lot less low than it was just now. Although that said, I'm just flying quite a long way, so probably it's getting a bit low. It's not great, is it? Don't fancy walking home without it, so I'll come out of that hole for a minute. Maybe we'll run a bit, at least it's faster. Well, I thought maybe from up here I'd see some. Maybe not. I was hoping my days of having to mine were over with that deep core miner, but unfortunately silver seems to be particularly stingy. So I guess I have to supplement it by hand, which, you know, is kind of good from a gameplay perspective, I guess. It means there's a reason to go out and do stuff, but it's kind of annoying when I'm actually really sure. Yeah, jetpack. It's all about the jetpack, isn't it? Stop being so needy, jetpack. Right over the hill then. Whoa. Oh, okay, actually that was not as much of a heavy landing as I was braced for then. Come on, there's got to be some silver here somewhere. This is boring now. Silver. It doesn't help that the ground's so damn shiny on Europa. Makes it kind of hard to see silver. I was hoping I might see it with the sun behind me, but no. I can't see any at all. It's quite sad. Okay, well, At least I've got plenty of gold, so that's a start. And it's going to get dark in a minute, so probably time to head back because I'm unlikely to see much in the dark. Yeah, I think this is probably time to call it a day for sort of a hunt. Right, well, let's see if we've got any that's magically come through in here while I was gone. No, I have not. Well, that's hardly a surprise, is it? But still, 150 gold plus whatever's in here. So, you know, it could be worse. Oh look, here comes some stuff now though. Maybe there'll be some silver in it. Yay, a whole 4. Five more gold. Okay, well.
Power low.
It's at least, whoops, did I just kick one out? I did, didn't I? Okay, well, let's, whoops. No, I don't think I'll throw that like that. That feels a bit like how the pipe accident happened. Right, well, that's another 8. It's going in the right direction. I'm not going to turn that on for now. There's no point in wasting the fuel. Right, okay, well, in that case, I could have left the gold out there, couldn't I? Oh well. Oh, I'm really good at thinking of things a bit too late on this episode, aren't I? Right, what I'm going to do is...
Jetpack critical.
Shh, don't care about the jetpack. Is to smelt that and put that in there, and then go and eat something if I've got anything left to eat. Who knows, maybe there's even something that's grown. That would be lovely.
Jetpack low. Jetpack critical.
Shut up about the jetpack, for pity's sake. Right, potato seeds, excellent. That's going straight in there. And then we've got 2 potatoes here. Right, I'm going to harvest these 2 potatoes and I'm going to replant one of them. And I'm going to eat the other one.
Hunger caution.
Right, there we go. That's sorted out quite a lot of my hunger issue, and if I drink this as well, that's quite nice. I don't feel like I'm dying. I could eat that rice actually. It's going to decay, so maybe I'll eat a bit and grow a bit. Doesn't make a huge difference, does it really? But that's got some rice in it. Oh yeah, I was going to put the rice at that end. Okay, well, that'll do. That's a start. I've still got 74% of that as well. Okay, great. Let's tidy up a bit. There we go. While I'm in here, quickly check for pollutants. No, there are none. That is good. Right. Shut my helmet.
Jetpack low.
I haven't got the jetpack running. I don't need you to tell me it's low.
Jetpack critical.
And it's no more critical than it was when I was just now not using it.
Jetpack low.
Have that in there. Right. Okay, so yeah, it really is still an electrum problem. So what we can do in the meantime, what we're going to need for the IC housings. Okay, so the housings themselves do not actually need any electrum, so I'm going to get to work on those. I've got enough copper in there to make 5, and I'm definitely going to need all of that, although actually I've got some more there now. I'll let that run through and that'll stop me putting down too many at this stage. I'm going to need buttons as well. I'm going to need a button for basically I'm going to need a button for every single type of ingot I want to be able to request. Sorry, I got stuck on my microphone there. Right, so the idea is what I'll have is a wall with a whole sequence of buttons, which I think if we ignore the solid fuel ingots because they require a particular atmosphere in the furnace to make, I think that leaves 17. So eventually there will be 17 buttons. That includes all the super alloys. Obviously not something I'm going to be making straight away, although from a complexity perspective, once I've built this thing, no more difficult really than making a normal alloy. But we'll have 17 buttons, one to request each thing, and a vending machine. So the ores will go into the vending machine, which will stack them. And the idea is that you'll press a button for the ingot you want. It will then request the raw ingredients, and it will heat and pressurize the furnace and eject the raw materials, cook the ingot, eject it, and then pick it up and use it. That's the plan at high level. Sounds simple, but I'm going to use some of the code I developed on my Mars playthrough for automating the advanced furnace, except with some additional changes. So on that playthrough, if you have watched it, you may recall I did the automation there using a dial, where much as I do with the standard one, where you choose what you want to make, and actually I want to use an IC chip to produce that. Great, I can make 6 memory chips, that would be helpful. We want an IC chip to be able to specify that, so I've removed a lot of the hard coding in that script, which set temperature and pressure settings for super alloys, and modified it to accept input via a memory chip, or actually a pair of memory chips, one that holds temperature and pressure and one that holds the hash of the target. And then it uses that to control the furnace, and I'll also be using the adaptive furnace controller I developed in that playthrough as well, to allow for changes in fuel temperature and the performance that results. So that will be the mechanism for triggering and driving the furnace, and then what I'm going to do is have a set of chips which will queue up the button presses, because obviously you could press a button while stuff's still running, and I need to maintain a queue of those, and which will translate that into the relevant information in terms of hash codes, temperatures and pressures, and pass that through to the furnace control, but also separately pass that through to the refrigerated vending machine and a chute-based routing network, to allow it to actually deliver the reagents. So in principle, once that is up and running, I'm going to need a lot of electrum because that needs 5 for each one. In principle, once that is up and running, then I should be in a state where I can pretty much walk into the ore hall, press a button, and the appropriate ingot will be delivered. I could then further automate that, and I may do, to maintain a stock of ingots and automatically top them up as required. We'll see how we get on, but step 1 I feel is already quite ambitious, is to get that built. I want more than one furnace to run at a time as well, just to get the throughput working through the system. So I've also developed a multiplexer which will, each time it's ready new things ready to go, we'll scan to see if any furnaces are free and available. If they are, it'll pick the next available one. If not, it will wait until one becomes free, and then we'll request the right temperature, pressure and reagents to be delivered. So there's quite a lot of complexity in there, which is why it needs quite so many materials. So I've got the 7 memory chips and 5 of the 6 IC mountings that I need for the core of the system. But I'm also going to need, as I say, 17 logic switch units, and for each furnace I'm going to need a further 4 memories and 2 IC holders. So I'd like ultimately to have 3 furnaces running, so that will be another 12 memories, which is why I'm looking to see how many I can make here. That's a little way off. So what I am going to look for next is the logic switch, and see, can I make enough of those? Yeah, I could do actually. I have no idea whether I've got enough wall space to even set these things up, although arguably the switches are probably the last component of the system, but I might make a couple just so that I can begin testing it once it's in early build, because I don't think this is taking anything critically away from what I need for the bottleneck of this build, which is that refrigerated vending machine. Refrigerated because the refrigerated model comes with an integral stacker, otherwise we'll need to put a separate stacker in. Vending machine rather than silo, because the advantage of a vending machine is both the size to hold multiple things, but also the fact that you can request items by hash and quantity, which certainly works for ores. It's just going to be need a little bit of tweaking to work properly for making super alloys, where you need, for example, steel as one of the inputs, because ingots don't get split when they get ejected from there. So I may have to just think about potentially loading that machine using some 25G stacks or something like that, but we'll see. Right, so it's one of these things where now I'm in here, I'm a bit overwhelmed as to, there's just too many unknowns as to what can go where, really. Okay, one thing I know is I'm going to need a whole load of memories set up to run against the various components. So the button board itself and the way that's managed is 2 IC chips, but they use their stacks, so that's fine. But then the next component in the sequence is the multiplexer, and that needs a pair of memories, which are going to get read by some of the other downstream things. I mean, it doesn't really matter where they go as long as they end up on the same network. I'm just thinking about wall space. So the refrigerated vending machine is going to go there. Possibly over here is the place to put the buttons, actually, on the basis that they're actually kind of annoying. You've got to put them, you can't put them next to each other, so I've got to put them along at that level, and then I can't put them there, I have to put them up here. And clearly you get effectively 3 plus 1 on the border, so 4 per frame. If I'm going to need 17, that's 2 rows of 9. So if I were to start maybe here, I'm just trying to guess how big the refrigerated vending machine's footprint is going to be once it's got all the necessary ducts. But let's say I were to start somewhere near here, then 1, 2. I'll just get a bit of an idea with these. 3, 4, 5, 6, and actually that's about as far as I can go, so I'm going to have to probably go 7, 8, 9, so I'm going to have to go to about here. That is a bit tight, and the reason for that is I'm also going to need some space to fix up all of this lot, but I'm going to put the memories onto this wall here. 3, 4, we'll obviously mask all this in later. 5, and I'm going to put the ICs along here, and there'll be quite a stack of them. 6, 7. So that's enough memory units to run. That gives you an idea of the complexity. Those are just the memories for holding interchange data between the ICs. And then I'm going to put the ICs in, I think, pretty much just up here.
Jetpack on.
And in fact, thinking about it, I need 2 more ICs than I had originally thought. I'm actually going to need 8, which is okay. There's enough height there, I think, for 8. But I'm going to need 8, and the reason for that is I ran out of lines of code on one of the components and have had to split it into 3 largely identical scripts, but just one configured for standard alloys, one for standard ingots, one for alloys and one for super alloys. So what was 1 has now become 3, but I think that will still fit. 1, 2, yeah, it's going to be tight, but I think that will fit. Clearly I'm going to need quite a bit of wire. Starts to get a bit of an idea of how this might fit together now though. And then the furnaces, I need to leave a bit of clearance, so 1 will go broadly here, and then 1 will be probably about here, and 1 right over here, and then I'll probably have the exit chute drop stuff here near the door while I'm using it manually, but longer term I'll probably run a chute out through the wall and use that to directly fill machinery. So that feels like a plan, but it's really very dependent on finding some more electrum, which I don't have. Anyway, let's go crack on with what I will do is put that, how much steel's left in there? Oh, actually, it's still got 80 in there. I'll put it in here for a minute, because you know if I put it in there I'll need it back out again for something else in 2 minutes. Right. Gonna need cable. One thing I will need is a pipe analyzer, which I don't even know whether I can make without upgrading this. No, I can, that's good. Oh look, it needs electrum. It's lucky we've... oh no, wait, we haven't got any electrum. Okay. That's probably the main thing I need out of a pipe bender. I've got a little bit of electrum in there, haven't I? Let's chuck it in there. I don't think it's going to be enough, but we're going in the right direction. Need to get to 80 and I'm at now 67, but you know, I know I've got enough in the furnace to make another 8. So actually only 5 short. So probably, right, that'll do for now, 40. Probably, I need a couple in there as well of course, but yeah, probably I'll be able to get that working with the next batch of silver that comes through from the miner. Is there anything else I need out of here? No, I don't need those processors. No, there's really nothing else in here that helps me at all. There's nothing in the centrifuge, and nothing that really helps me in there. Okay, always worth checking. I didn't see the green lights, I thought we were nearly out of power then. I was thinking, what's going on? Good, right, okay. At least may as well stop cabling this up while I wait for some more silver to come through. Whilst it feels like I should be being a bit more active about the silver mining, having flown around for most of a day, I sort of feel like, well, there's clearly not much out there. May as well get on with the build and wait for some more to magically appear. Right, so these ones we will build like this, and then the others will go above.
Power
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, actually not too bad. 9. Oh. Got that wrong? No, come on.
Jetpack on.
Sometimes you just have to fly there. Right, I'm going to come up one short on the space for the ICs, aren't I? That's unfortunate. Right, so we're going to have a button in there, and then I'm going to bring that downwards. That one can go around here. Actually, it may as well go and be a T-junction because we're going to need to run that in, whoops, in both directions. I had it and then I messed it up. There we go. I hear the dulcet tones of creaking pipes. I overloaded that when I threw that nitrous in, didn't I? I suspect. Don't think it's anything related here, but this is the thing I most do not want to blow up, so it's always worth a quick check whilst I am passing. I'm 99% sure the problem is over here. It's probably waiting for the pollutant to come out from in there. Before that turns on would be my guess. Okay, well, unless or until it blows up, I suppose I'll just carry on. Right. I don't know why I brought those IOs. I don't need them. Probably because I thought they were switches. Right, okay, so that's beginnings of how that's going to connect. We'll need 2 more up there, and I'm going to have to find space for 1 more. I'm just going to have to put a run-off cable up there. That will all be buttons and buttons. So many buttons. And then hopefully it will fit so that we can put the refrigerated vending machine in there, with that feeding into the back, and then an upward chute that I'm going to run probably over the ceiling and down. Actually I need to feed the I'll probably run it over the ceiling and round here. Actually I need to feed in the right direction, so I'm going to feed left to right. And then furnaces will be 1, 2, 3, because otherwise it'll be 1, 2, 3, and that just feels a bit reversed to me. So we'll do that. Alright, there's more stuff coming through. Let's see whether we've got anything good in here. A little bit more silver, thank you. Actually, if I let go, split half, there we go. Right, okay, alright, well that's enough to make the refrigerated vending machine at last. Once I have made this, set that to 2, flick that on, throw that in, and throw that in. Go on, get in. Oh, you can't get in, there's no room. Slightly tempted to just, in fact I think I will just trigger it. I know that will force it to cool back down, but that will at least melt what's in there. Oh, actually it nearly did it, just for a second. Oh no, it'll do it. Amazing. No, turn that off, turn it off. Look at that, that was a bonus. I did not think that would happen so easily. Right, okay, great. Right, let's get to it. I expect there'll be something else I forgot now. Usually is. Smack my face on the printer. Refrigerated vending machine. No, we have everything we need. Incredible. Right. Okay. With 1 electrum left over. That's fine. once this is in place, at least it means those ores aren't just rolling around the floor as well, so it starts to get a bit tidier. The way the routing system is designed, I should also be able to use it so that the generator can request coal if things get short as well, which is obviously a useful extra way of doing it. And I'll probably build an injector port for the uranium because it's of zero interest to me. Right, okay, now what I can't remember is the build stages of a refrigerated vending machine. Refrigerated vending machine. Constructed from, I clicked the wrong one, didn't I? No, I did click the right one. Come on. Where's the build steps? Are they down here? Is it underneath this ridiculously long list of slots? Yes, it is. Oh, I just need 2 plastic sheets. Okay, that's fine. And power critical, I need to deal with that. That's what I need to do. That's going to kill me otherwise. There we go. Right, plastic sheets. Beautiful. Okay. And a spare tank, that will be useful later on. Right. Okay, now we're in business. I mean, clearly I'm going to need a load more cable and stuff, but that's fine. Right. This is a mess, isn't it? Let's get some of this cleared up a bit so I can actually work in this corner. Too fast because these are all going to ultimately end up going in the machine, but I do need them to be enough out of the way that I can work here. Go on, a bit of football. Right, okay, there we go. You can go over there. Right, great. So this needs to go that way round. Now I don't want it too close to the wall. I don't want it to clip in, but about there. That looks perfect. Oh, wrong belt. I'll get the right belt. Amazing. Right, okay, now we're in business. Now we are properly in business, actually. Great. I just need to get the power connected. Which I can do a little bit of I obviously need to connect the data as well. We're not going to get much of a incredible automation system without that, but at least now that's on. And what I'll do, I'm just going to demonstrate the point, is if I put those in like that, it's already stacked it to 10. Which is great because it means I can just connect up the... Oops, didn't do that quite right, did I? Connect up that chute to the back of it. Now the only thing is there's only 100 slots. That's the downside, so I may find longer term that I need to put an inline hopper just to buffer that input, but for now I'll take it. Right, okay, here we go. This is already looking a bit better. Go. Don't really care about that uranium. It's of no use to me. So it can go over there in the place of no useness. And I do care about these, but I want to feed them back into the centrifuges. So for now, I'm going to just toss them in a corner. Right, so I'm going to need a few more chutes, obviously, just to connect that. I could have clearly butted this up further at the back, but I'm not quite sure how much space I'm going to need for other things later, so I've got the room, I think, there will need to be a chute that comes out of here and goes straight up, but I think that's okay. Right, do you know what, while I'm here, I will take, oops, some more iron. Can you start making the chutes if I do that? Actually, I'm also going to need, thinking about it, some, go on, if you're offering. I'm also going to need some copper, so I may as well grab that while I'm here. Whoops, I had some. Okay. Right, okay. Great. That should enable me to really start moving some stuff now. That is nowhere near hot enough to do anything useful with, so it's not even worth worrying about. I'll just use the arc furnace now. Soon it will be no longer needed. Right, I'll chuck that in there because we're going to make a load of cable. There's no iron in there at all, no. Okay, let's drop these down here. Clear the decks a bit. Put that in there. Put those in there. Oops. Thought I was putting them on an empty slot, but I wasn't. Right, all of this ore will go outside as well in a minute. Right, where did that go? Over there. Get in there. Right, this is going to be chutes because we're going to need plenty of them. We will need a few powered ones as well, but mostly we're just going to need basic chutes and quite a lot of them. Right, that'll do for now. That's a 50 stack of cable. Right. So I do need, and I don't think I've got the materials for it, I need 3 more IC housing. Oh, I'm only short of copper. Great, we can fix that in a minute. That's nearly done. Go on, you get in there. Right, get one more out of this. Done. Turn that off. Put that away. Get that going. Get that in there. That back in there. How many more chutes do I need? Loads. I may as well just crack on and make some more. That'll give me another 17, so that's good. Yeah, if I... needed 3 of these tonight, and I've only got enough to make 1. Oops, that was not what I wanted to do. I was trying to swap them. Of course, they just stacked. Never mind, that's fine.
Power low.
Okay, 2 more. Last one. Right, great. Okay. Okay, another one of them. Oh, can make 2 of them. Perfect. Right, so that will cover all of those. Right, let's get the cable sprayed up, ready to go. nice when you get to this sort of stage where the build feels like it's going quite fast, or at least the bits for the build. To have some more, yes I did. Get in, go in there. Right, and I also want some switches. Oh, actually, don't need anywhere near as many switches as I could make. That's quite a nice surprise. Of course, what I do still need is the memory and the IC for the actual furnaces. But, you know, let's make a few more switches for now. Right, I will need some. I'll need 3, I think, powered chutes. What they need. They need electrum and they need constant turn. Okay, well, constant turn we have. That can go in. It's one less thing to worry about. More electrum. I'm still going to need more electrum. There's no getting away from it. Not too fussed about making the full set of things right away, because to be honest I don't think I'm going to need any super alloys for a little while. But ignoring super alloys, there's 12, so if I make 10 buttons, that's enough to get going. And then I can add the other 5. The beauty of this system is it should be fairly expandable. If later on I decide I actually need to add more furnaces, I should be able to just add more furnaces. Right, okay, I'm short of copper again. There's no more to be had, so okay. Right, well, that'll be enough to get going. Let's switch out my soup battery so it doesn't run out while I'm out there. Everything else is not great. Actually, if I drink some water, I can run out of backpack space because that's in the wrong place. There we go. Yeah, just in the nick of time before the annoying breathing kicks in. Right, these plants are starting to look reasonably healthy, aren't they? We can make some potatoes out of that one, soybeans out of that one. Okay, so yeah, this is good. This is very good. Right, I'll fill that up on the way out. While I'm in here, I don't think there's anything else useful, but it's always worth checking these things. No, right, okay. Pondering whether I should split these potatoes. Where's the potato? That one. It's not going to seed. The soy is, but the potatoes are not now, so I wonder whether I'd actually be better off just... How's my food? It's 27%. Yeah, I think I might do that. And there we go. Potatoes are the fastest growing food, so worth getting some going. There we go. Right, okay, that feels like the food, subject to not having any disasters, is finally somewhat under control. Right, honestly, I'll just take some of this nickel out with me, just get it out of the way. Okay, good. So I'll see how much more I can get done. I'm conscious that time is definitely passing. Got time for a little bit more, I think, this time. Go away! Right, silver 6. Oh, that's the best I think we've had, and 6 of them. Right, that's another 12 Electrum coming up. That will actually start to allow me to make some stuff. Oh, get in there. Oh, that's still open, is it? Okay. Oops, that's my fault. No, that's wrong. Should have been 3. Right, I'll now have to... Okay, well at least that was enough just to get it melted slightly. Give it a bit of gas into the pipe, that'll be enough. Right, okay, let's get to work. Tidier already. Right. Go. These are damn big buttons, aren't they? Okay, so that's the start. Obviously that's going to look a lot better when it's all panelled in. Whoops.
Jetpack on.
Figure out where to put this extra one now. It's a little bit annoying. I suppose I'll put it there. Okay. Doesn't really matter, it's just a little bit more untidy than I would have liked if I had height for one more, but there we go. There, around there. Okay, that's that one, and then we go up here. Whoops.
Jetpack on.
Okay, that leaves us some connection points up there if I need them. This needs to... Actually, I may as well go that way and we'll just connect it up like that, thinking about it. Oh good, there's a storm. At least we're in here. So is our ore. A little bit better than when I was trying to build this place. Right, and then that can drop down there. Okay, good. So that is now all connected up. Okay. That's great. I'm going to leave that down there for now because there's plenty more that will need connecting. Next thing to do is let's... What is a bit annoying was I was hoping to be able to... I'm doing this so I can see if they're getting full. I was hoping to be able to put a bypass in so that I could feed those into the centrifuges, but I don't think I fancy doing that out in the storm. Right, okay, now this looks like I've got an excessive amount of spare stuff, but I haven't, because this is ultimately all going to go up here. We need a window so I can actually see the display. Where's my... No, I was thinking about standing it off on, but I think that'll be fine. Okay, and then let's just go with straightforward.
Jetpack on.
Okay, right. Then we'll go up. Probably best not go any higher, I'll crash into the lights. Run along there.
Jetpack critical.
Yeah, it is a bit, isn't it? Clonk. Yep, there we go. It wasn't wrong. Yeah, okay, I'll have to swap that around there.
Jetpack on.
It's a bit annoying, it's in front of the light, I might move it. Yeah, that is a bit annoying actually, I think I'd rather have it here.
Power low.
Okay, that's better. And then we're going to run that a couple more. And then I'm going to curve it just so I can get in and see what's going on with those. If I need to cross here, then across to the wall. Go, and no, actually probably now that's a good place to come downwards. Right, okay, there we go. So still quite a bit to do, but you can see why I made quite so many chutes. That will then feed, that's probably about the right height. It's hard to see with all this snow, but I think that's in about the right place. But that's just about right, and then that's going to run back along this way here. Ultimately it needs to loop all the way back round and reconnect to this anyway, because that's how the system works. So it will pass things through, and if it say sends a 50 stack and only needs 25, it's going to split it on a flip-flopper, send the 25 it needs, and the other 25 will get passed back around the loop and fed back into the back of the vending machine to restack. That's the goal. I've got no means of manually inserting anything into that at the moment, have I? So, see how we get on. It's also quite difficult if I want to reject anything. But there we go. See, there's a reasonable amount of stuff starting to stack up in here now. Right, I suppose I'd best go outside during the storm. Just hoping that that didn't make Electro and eject it. No, it didn't. That's good news. I don't know why it hasn't emptied actually. Don't know. Anyway, right. Good opportunity to charge the batteries, I guess. Originally I filmed this continuing straight on into what is now a second episode. I'd hoped to finish the build within one episode, but it's become clear that it's several hours of work, so I'm ending this episode here, and I will continue with the second half of what I recorded on the next episode, which you can see immediately after this.